Hey everybody, welcome back. We're going to try to do another little project. Had quite a little incident. As I'm mowing my alleyway, I threw a rock and busted that window. So to make a long story short, we removed the window, got the tag number off of the frame, called Lippert, got a window coming, and there's the parts. So we're going to take this plastic off that Rhonda put on there, and we're going to try to put this new window in. So hang tight, and we'll learn something together maybe. So first things first, we're going to take this off and see if we need to clean up around the edge where this tape is. Yep, we're gonna have to dry that. We had a little rain last night. Need to get some towel and dry that, and then wipe it down. Probably with some alcohol to make sure that everything sticks good there. So I got the window cleaned, wiped off, and ready to go. Now then, according to what I can see on the internet, because there were no instructions came with this from Lippert, and I looked at their website and watched their video, I'm supposed to take this supplied sealant strip and go around the edge of that window, starting at the bottom. So that's what we're gonna do. So the Lippert instructions tell you to start at the bottom. So I did, and they say don't stretch it as you put it around. So I'm trying hard just to lay it in, keeping it tight from wrinkles. And lay this around. Feel like I'm pinstriping a car. And one thing I would tell you, if you have to do this, inside the Lippert window is the model number of that window. So we had to take our broken window out and then call Lippert to get the correct window coming to us. Took a little over a week to get here. I don't remember exactly what it cost, $200 and something for this little screw up. Now there's some factory applied putty right here. It's going to be interesting to see if the window sits flush as it goes over the top of that. I may have to trim out around that. And there's also these little spacers that center the window in the opening of the RV. So you got to kind of go around them just a little bit. And they sent plenty of this weather stripping. Probably, I could do this window 4 times with what they sent. And again, on the bottom, there are these 2 little sliding adjustments that help, I guess, cushion and space that window and accept some weight, I suppose. All right, and I'll take my knife and cut that back, go around that, and we'll go from there and see how it fits. Let me put a bead of silicone around this thing. I didn't want to do it before we
cleaned up nice. What'd you do with the dogs?
Nothing. Okay. So it doesn't say to put this silicone on this edge, but I'm going to. I can't imagine how it's going to hurt because it tells you to silicone the outside edge, which I will do also. But it can't hurt to have this on there to keep a little bit of safety on that water intrusion. Okay, we're going to see how it goes in the opening now. And Rhonda is going to stand out here when I go inside and put the screws in. But hopefully this all fits well. Okay. No, I need you. Okay, the window's in, the trim just snaps on, and they sent screws this time that are Phillips headed and considerably longer than what came at it from the factory. These probably 1 inch came from the factory, and they sent 1.5 inch Phillips heads. These are 1 inch, and it's that square head. So, and they look to be self-tapping because the screws go into a small groove. So we're going to try and see what we can get done here. I've got my wife on the outside, and it's very difficult looking at this window and trying to see where everything fits. So, trying to get a light position here to give me a little bit of help. And that doesn't do a lot, I'm telling you. Okay, Rhonda, here we go. We're going to see how this works. Okay, hold at the bottom here. And that is going to round the top off of that screw. All right, we're going to find a different bit for the screws, so take a break, Rhonda. All right, here's try number 2. All right, there's the first one, and that went well. Now they say you kind of go around this thing like a tire. It's lug nuts on a tire. They want you to do it like that. Finding the little groove inside behind that ring is a little bit of a trick, I'm telling you, to make sure you're hitting that correctly. Okay. And we're a little higher, Rhonda. Hey, that should have it, Rhonda, where you don't have to hold anymore. Thank you so much. So now we'll go around this, putting them in, and then we'll swing back around and tighten everything up, being careful not to strip them out of this aluminum frame, and then we'll go back outside and seal it up. We're finishing up putting in the screws around the edge, and then we'll go outside and do the rest of the silicone work on the outside. So far, this has been relatively easy. One thing I would tell you, two things I'd tell you. Number one, I'm contemplating getting a bit and drilling a small pilot hole. And the way the outer frame is extruded on the window, you don't need to do that. The screws grasp really well into a little V slot that they left, and they take and go right in. The other thing, when I put the ring on and I put the first 3 or 4 screws in, I realized I had left the pull cord on the shade behind the ring. Had to take it loose and get that out. So remember that. So I'm going to finish these screws, then we'll go outside and do the silicone. Well, a pretty finished product. Got it in. Been trying to clean the silicone up around it. Seems like when I open a tube of that stuff, it just goes everywhere. But pretty pleased with the way it fit, the way it went in. Feel comfortable that it's sealed up, working again. Now I gotta learn to be more careful with my lawnmower. Hope you got something out of this, and would appreciate it if you like it and maybe subscribe to my channel as I try to put some stuff out to help people. See you next time.